Hey, Misfits, it's time for the end of Gen Con wrap-up.
Wow, such energy.
I found all my energy in between that take. Yeah, no, we're exhausted, so understandably, our energy is low, but we tried. We had some ice cream, had some wonderful food at, what's the place again? It was Hoffa's, Big Hoffa's, Super Hoffa's.
Big Hoffa's barbecue?
Big Hoffa's Barbecue, I recommend it. It's very good. And some delicious ice cream for non-lactose people, too. Enough about, like, food. We're going to talk about games because, there's a lot of games.
Look at all this stuff.
So we got a lot of work ahead of us. A lot of work ahead of us. I want to thank all the publishers today that spoke with us and took the time to hear us out and everything. And yeah, we have a lot of work to do for these people, and we're absolutely okay with that. We got a lot of cool stuff. A lot of a lot of companies that I was dying to kind of get inroads with and speak with somebody, kind of get a rapport with, and very very pleasant people. And yeah, we're excited to get a lot of this work done. We did visit a bunch of more old favorites of ours, old friends of ours. Of course, Jen at Slugfest and Leader Games guys, and actually our buddies over here at Fate Forge. We did a nice interview with them last year, and you can check it out for last year's Gen Con coverage. But their books are massive, and probably back to my microphone there again. Our books there are their books are massive. The world is amazing, and we got a lot of reading to do, just a bit. And they also graced us with one of their newer RPGs called Vermin 2047, which is a bleak look on how we're going to end up in 20 years. Which yay.
It gets us in practice.
Yeah, it's apocalypse stuff.
Speaking of RPGs, we also got a couple of big hits from our Free League pals.
Yep.
The Mutant Year Zero, that one hasn't been out in a while, and the newest Symbaroum.
Yep.
Which is sweet. Can't wait to get playing that again with Amanda.
Don't start saying that. She's gonna hold you to it, okay? I was actually super excited to grab Root, the core book for Root. It was all Kyle's awesome artwork from Leader Games and a RPG in the Root setting, which is adorable, but also probably lethal, knowing Root. Which I still got to get you to play Root. Yeah, Root's.
We just got to get around to it.
I know, like most other things. Overboss over here, I was actually really excited and thrilled that I had good conversation with them. I'm a huge no lie fan of Boss Monster. I have like all of the sets, all of every card ever made for Boss Monster. We love that game. We play it all the time, actually, still. And they put out Overboss, which is games designed on their themes for Boss Monster. So we got their new 2-player card game and also their regular version, which has it's like a big expansive adventure for Boss Monster stuff. Had a great meeting with the guys over at Themeborn. They did. They're doing the Last of Us game, the new Last of Us game. I guess apparently the creators, Naughty Dog, really liked their game and said so, and so they struck up a conversation with them. And they basically, this is kind of a system that they adapt. And there's even won awards for Dice Tower, and all the other guys gave them a ton of awards. But it's all black and white. Everything's very stark and contrasty, and I actually really love the art style of it. But they take that system, they kind of adapt it to each of these different environments. And so this is their space one or whatever. They have a castle. One was their first. The sector, Escape from the Dark sector is their second, and then Last of Us is their third. And I'm excited for all these games. They're very, very cool looking. Next is Nexus Infernum. Our guys at Archon, we did Archon Games.
Archon Games, that's right. Can you pronounce it again?
I can't pronounce it. What was
Eschaton.
Eschaton, thank you. Yes. Sorry, long day. And those guys are always awesome. They've been very, very great. And we like their stuff too. Very stark, contrasty looking games. And that's a good way to go when you can't, you don't want to get super colorful. You kind of go back the other way. It kind of creates the same look and feel. And it just looks amazing. We got there's one giant publisher. They had Magagenot Games, and those guys who did Kemet and stuff like that. They graced us with Come Together, which is actually, believe it or not, a medium to heavyweight worker placement game. He's like, yeah, he said it looks cute. He's like, no, this is a complex game. He's like, I'm like, oh, sign me up. That's
now
awesome.
You're creating like a Woodstock festival.
Kind of, yeah, and it's got 1 to 6 players. But the complexity, he said, was very, very a lot. He said it was a lot. And I was like, okay, cool. Plaid Hat finally got a good report. Plaid Hat there. I met somebody who was very, very sweet. And we got a copy of Freelancers here. We're going to definitely be talking about that game. That was one of the hot games, and I was excited to get a hold of it because I like the crossword series of games. You didn't play any of the crossword series of games, dude?
I've never heard of them.
Okay. So they've been doing these for a while now, but they have kind of thematic story-based games based around all kinds of different things. Mostly they've done zombie stuff. The winter one. that I have, but they have mechanics, but a lot of the mechanics play around story elements, and they kind of carry it over into Freelancers. So that's kind of cool. One game that I know Tom is drooling over is this one right here, Star Trek Discovery Black Alert. And I love Star Trek games too, but I can't even fight for this game. This is totally Tom's. He's gonna drool over this one because I mean it's Star Trek and Discovery, and yeah, it's awesome. And I can't wait to look forward to that one just because I like Star Wars games or Star Trek games in general. I say Star Wars by default. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We love our guys at Trick or Treat Studios. They're doing very well, and I'm very happy for them. They have definitely a niche that has been fairly underdeveloped. They have theme licensed games, and their Texas Chainsaw Massacre is excellent. Their prior game, Nightmare Studios, did amazing. Was pushed by everybody, and they have a Halloween game coming down the line. I love these guys; they're great, very very nice people, and the work that they do is really awesome. Definitely grab a copy of this game if you guys see it.
Yeah, they've got a niche, and they know how to scratch it.
Yeah, exactly. We got some other games too by a few other vendors. Epic Tiny Games guys, I love these Gameland games. Their guys are awesome. We've been working with them for a year. They're very cool. I missed out on Tiny Epic Vikings. I have a friend who's really gonna love this. It's a very very cute game.
And not only that, but they've got this big game that isn't tiny.
Oh, yeah.
Last Kingdom.
It was heavy. It actually has minis and stuff. And
yeah,
I'm like, what is this? It's like the exact opposite of Gameland stuff. But that's
this
cool.
Is big and epic.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Based on that show on the Netflix.
Well, it's another Viking game. Here's a hint.
Vikings. So we got Vikings and
Vikings. Yeah, Last Kingdom is a Viking. I mean, can you not tell from the pictures of the Vikings on there?
Well, they look like they might be some kind of guys.
Yes. Yes, Viking guys.
Are those Viking guys up here?
No, those are fantasy guys from a little studio that well, I don't know if they're exactly little, but they had we actually stopped to take a break there, and Will was talking to them, and they're like, oh yeah, you do this, and they started a conversation with us, and they're like, oh here, can you review this? So it was Evian. It looks like it's a cool deck building / skirmish game. Looks like a lot of fun. Of course, we have Lunar Rush over there from Dead Alive Games. I'm gonna start a conversation with another group of people. So these are publishers that I get that publish like games by different designers. So it's hard to say what what I mean, what their main thing
yeah, they're all over the place.
They're all over the place. But they have a lot of really solid games. And Anu looked really kind of cool. It's a very heavyweight game. A lot going on there. Definitely a game up my alley. And then of course I'm super excited to get Catalyst.
Good graces, or got into good graces.
Good graces with Catalyst. Yeah, I say we're never out of their graces. So
we Catalyst, were just outside of their graces.
So Catalyst, I'm really impressed with. So they do BattleTech and
Shadowrun.
And Shadowrun, but
see, tell them what they just got a license for.
I was going to get to that. That was my surprise. So so Catalyst Games, they've been ramping up a lot of their Shadowrun stuff, more card games, which I love. And just kind of getting heavier into the Shadowrun universe and everything, which is great. Their BattleTech stuff is good too, but they saw that they picked up, and I probably should have grabbed one. They picked up the stuff for Cthulhu Wars by Peter Jackson Games, and I was, is it Peter Jackson? No, it's not Peter Jackson. Anyway, Peter Jackson, that's Munchkin. Anyways, but Cthulhu Wars.
Peter Jackson is the director of the Lord of the Rings. It's Steve Jackson.
Steve Jackson,
who made everything prior to 1990.
Yes, Cthulhu Wars, which I actually couldn't believe my eyes that it was there because for those that don't know, Cthulhu Wars is this game that was very lauded, and when it came out, it has amazing giant miniatures, and it's kind of like Risk with special powers, asynchronous factions, and you basically,
it's like on everybody's Grail list.
Yeah, it's Cthulhu. It's basically people summoning Cthulhu and people summoning all the elder gods to reign and bring about the end of the earth. Well, it's a very difficult game to get a hold of. Like there's people waiting for years for copies of games. They're just very behind in production, and it's just a lot of work. So I guess Catalyst made a deal with them to help publish their stuff or publishing stuff for them, whatever. So they actually had. I haven't seen this on a show floor.
Yeah, we were shocked. We were shocked to see it, and then they had like a couple of expansions, and we were like shocked to see those.
And they had a bunch.
And we should have picked them up.
We should have picked them up.
We were dumb on a bunch.
They had, and it's funny because the first day I saw it, and there were stacks. I mean, they had a floor stack with Cthulhu Wars. The day we showed up, all they had was like 5 copies of the expansion left.
And we still should have picked it up.
We still should have picked it up. That's why I was like, dude, we should have grabbed it. And then by today, there was like maybe 5 copies of the base game left or something. So I'm kind of punching myself, but they should have it obviously available since they're publishing it now.
Yeah,
so
they're going to make enough copies for us all to be happy.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So I'm super stoked to kind of get that. Not to get off on Shadowrun and everything, but we're going to be reviewing these cool deck building games. Town like Sorcery, I like Mayhem or Magic, I should say.
We argued long enough which one we wanted. I kept saying Magic. He kept saying Mayhem, and she looked at us and just grabbed one of each and handed it to us.
Yeah, led us by the hand like little children. Like, please.
I got to keep both of them happy.
Yeah. So we're gonna have fun with that, which is actually cool because they actually do combine. Like we can have our decks combine and fight each other. So in other words, we got a lot of work ahead of us. This is the last day, and honestly, it was an explosive day. I mean, I couldn't believe how much positive
we went
feedback
in. We went in coming in thinking we'd maybe get 5 of these.
Well, I mean, it was one of those things of even honestly, most of the time I go talk to these people, I just want to get a rapport going. I just want to meet who their PR person is who handles things. And I figure, we talk over email for a little while and kind of get to know them and things. And then they'd send us a review copy. Most of these people were like, cool, here you go. Cool, here you go. So it was very cool. Some of them actually knew us, which was weird.
Really weird.
There was more than a couple that actually knew us. They're like, oh yeah, we know you guys. I'm like, what?
I hope we didn't say something.
Oh, we didn't say something bad about you? I mean, we don't generally say something bad about anybody. So, I mean, because, we're gamers at heart. Unless the game is called Red Shirts or is maybe a trick-taking game, I don't generally have much to say bad about
Catan.
Shush, I like Catan. So I like Catan. Because unless a game is absolute garbage, like as in you can't even play that sucker. I mean, you can put bad points on it, but as long as it brings some joy and people can gather around and play, even Cards Against Humanity, which is not one of my favorite games, brings a lot of joy to people, and it is a game that exists.
We've laughed over a couple hundred rounds of that.
Exactly. So I mean, and that's really the point of it: getting together, having a good time, and the game doesn't have to be the most finely crafted Dark Tower-esque thing known to mankind to be amazing, and that's really what it's about.
And speaking of cool games, we got a video of 4 Horsemen.
Oh yeah,
that's coming to Kickstarter soon.
Let's mention those guys. So, very very.
So nice. I'm going to try to put a thing on the 4 Horsemen thing up here on the screen because we don't need to blab on here. We already blabbed on there.
Check them out. 4 Horsemen is a game that's coming. Multiple pantheons of gods trying.
It just looked cool.
Trying to stop an apocalypse.
And we're gonna. They sent us a prototype too. We're gonna
have some info on that. Very very nice guy. This is his first game. Very very cool. Very very nice guy. We'll be talking about him a bit too, especially when his game gets closer to completion. Very cool stuff.
Hey Will, come over here and take a bow.
Come here, Will. We want to thank our pack mule, Will, who bared the brunt. And Will, man, honestly, dude, I would take you out to dinner, the nicest steak dinner ever, anytime you want, because
he doesn't like steak.
Whatever he wants, whatever he likes. We'll take you out on a nice day.
Take you out a nice chicken dinner.
We'll take you dancing. You just awesome. We can't give you enough props, man. You did.
Yeah, there was a time. There was a time when Will had these 2 bags, one on his front and one on his back.
Oh yeah,
and he looked like he was pain.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
We thought we were gonna break our pack mule.
Yeah,
but he came through.
Misfit Will. We'll call him Misfit.
Yes,
Will.
He's earned the Misfit title.
Official Misfit. Congratulations,
he may be our new painting guru. If we can get that.
We're trying to touch my hand. We're trying to like.
I was trying to take your phone.
We're trying to touch my hand. Oh, I thought you were trying to. So and yes,
I'll touch your hand.
Oh, thank you, buddy. Thank you. So
we're so stupid and tired. We're punchy as hell. We are
punch drunk.
Let's stop doing this. Let's go to bed. No, we gotta pack everything up and get it on the plane.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think half of this is getting shipped back. I'll be honest.
Yeah, Will's gonna make one last mule run to the pack and ship place.
Yeah, without a doubt. So, So guys, thanks to all the publishers who took the time to speak with us today. We are extremely grateful, and we're workhorses. You're going to see a lot come out from us, and I think things are going to continue to grow and get better. And maybe next year we'll have an extra pack meal too. Who knows? We should probably look into that. And next year, yes, thank you, Will. August 1st through the 4th for next year's Gen Con. Sooner though, we have PAX U looming on the horizon. We're going to get our ducks in a row with that. I might bring my son to this one. It's debatable. If I can afford it, I'm going to drag my son.
Well, we do have Misfit Dawn and Misfit Tom Omega too.
We do, but we need a real pack mule, and honestly, they're not.
We should get a wagon,
mules.
honestly.
A wagon?
One of those fold-up wagons. Have you ever seen them? They take them to the beach.
And we'll see.
They put their
Just saying.
Rugrats in it and
Just
drag
saying.
it to the beach.
Honestly, I would like to take Joey. It'd be kind of cool. He's a great pack mule, and honestly, it'd be cool to get him out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but these games are analog. He's more digital.
No, stop putting. He does not like my son. I don't know what it is. Stop.
I do.
You bring your own family.
How can you say I don't like Joey? I love Joey.
Well then you could.
But he's just got different interests than you do.
No, he'll be fine.
Both of my kids don't like board games, but they're all up in the video games.
Well, I know.
We could get the video Misfits going. We'd have like all of our children dying to be on the video Misfits channel.
Yeah,
but they're
if we can get Packs Unplugged December 1st through 3rd. Thank you, Will. Yes, awesome. Yeah, now we just gotta get Will to move down to Florida. It'd be great. It'd be super awesome. He's like, no, he can't wrestle alligators. I'm sorry, you can't survive down there. But before we get too punchy, guys, again, thanks to all the publishers. Thanks to all the people that we met again this year. I had great conversations with. Thanks to everybody that was just super awesome at this Gen Con. And
thank you to my parents for putting up with us this week.
Especially thanks to the Combses.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I know I'm half dead and distracted half the time. You guys really are awesome. I mean, you guys take the cake, honestly, because this house is awesome and it's nice and peaceful. Although a little too quiet, almost like I think there's an axe wielding psychopath in the woods. I think I saw him last night. He was smiling at me for some reason. I don't know.
That wasn't me.
Oh, that was you? Okay,
yeah.
That explains things.
Let's sign off.
Sign off.
We got to pack this stuff up and go.
Guys, this is the end of Gen Con, or Gen Con's done.
It's done, so.
We'll see you at PAX U. Until then, of course, pay attention. We got a lot more videos coming out. And, hey, Will, you want to join us? Come on over here. Join us in the sign-off here. Come on, Will. You can do it. We'll do the... You could come on. It's okay. It's okay. Come on. It's okay. You're going to say game on. You're going to point at the camera and say game on, Will. That's our whole thing. Ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Feeling it? All right. Here we go. All right. Ready, Tom?
Ready.
As always, game on, guys.